So, if you're anything like me, when you finally got out on your own, you probably struggled with the whole saving money thing. And I don't just mean saving money as in not being able to set some money aside each paycheck. I mean saving it in the sense of balancing when I should say no to doing extras in life and saying yes to doing extras in life because it's enjoyable. This whole money thing, it's honestly harder than people make it sound, especially when you're young, because balancing saving money and enjoying it sounds simple on paper, but life makes it messy real fast. And there's no course throughout high school that teaches you how to make good money habits. People will tell you that you should be making good habits, but nobody fully explains to you what's good habits, Like, it's just a live and learn process, I guess, and which sucks because, as we all know, with a live and learn lesson, you gotta get hit and you gotta fall down before you really learn. Like, take this situation. You finally have little extra money. Nothing crazy, you're just not living paycheck to paycheck, and suddenly you feel pressure from both sides. One part of you says, okay, don't mess this up, save everything, be smart, be responsible, do the right thing to do. The other part is saying, well, you have been doing really well, you've been grinding, you deserve something. You deserve going to lease a new vehicle, you deserve going on that trip, you deserve going out with friends more. And that's where it gets tricky. I remember times where I'd open up my banking app and feel proud, like, okay, I'm actually doing all right. Like, hell yeah, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. And in the same day, I turned down plans, skipped something that I want to do. Not because I couldn't afford it, but because I didn't want to see that number go down. I almost become obsessed with seeing that number up, and that it would anger me seeing it go down for stuff that I know I didn't need. And that messes with your head. You start associating spending money with failure, even when the spending makes your life better. But then there's the opposite moments too. Like after a long week, you're tired, you're burned out, and suddenly spending feels like a relief. Food delivery instead of cooking, buying something random online to reward yourself, upgrading stuff that technically still works, but it's nicer to have brand new. And you tell yourself it's fine, it's not that much, and I deserve it, I worked hard. Like, you gotta have benefits, right? Until some of that impulse buying starts to add up, and then you feel dumb or stressed or behind. And that's just a few simple and short reasons of why I think balance is so hard. Because money is emotional, not just logical. People love pretending it's just math, but it's not. It's fear, it's comfort, it's emotional, it's control, it's reward, but most importantly, it's time. It's money basically is time, and time is money. And when I started to really realize what having good balance with your money is, it started to make more sense, but it took a while for me to really fully understand that. And there's a few key moments in my early teenage years and early 20s that really made me switch up my thought process on saving money. And one of those moments, and so here's a moment that changed how I thought about it. I started noticing there were things I spent money on that I never regretted, like hobbies, stuff that gave me something to look forward to, things that made time disappear for a bit. When you enjoy something so much, you just say, wow, the time flies, and you don't regret it. You don't look back at it like you're not stressed out looking at the clock. And then there were things I always regretted, even if they were cheaper. That's when it clicked. Price doesn't decide value. The impact on your life does. And I think that's the issue that people get confused with, because we always think, since it's the money, it's obviously the price that's the most important, but not necessarily all the time. For example, saving money is important, yes, but saving without a reason just turns into hoarding. And enjoying money without intention turns into stress real quick. The balance is asking yourself in the moment, is this helping my life or just distracting me from it? And sometimes the answer is still yes, even if it costs money. Another scenario that helped me change my mindset and helped me with my money saving situation, when friends were asking me to go out. Sometimes saying no is the responsible move. Other times saying no too often just isolates you. That's a balance people don't talk about. You don't want to be broke, but you also don't want to wake up one day realizing you missed years of memories and you lost friends because you were too afraid to spend and when others were open to spend their money. And look, the truth is, some months balancing is easy. Bills are paid, nothing unexpected pops up, you can save and enjoy. Other months, something breaks and hours get cut at work and life happens. Balance doesn't mean perfection, it's just adjusting without giving up. It's staying a little bit consistent. I think the biggest mistake people make is treating enjoyment like a reward you unlock later. And I remember telling myself this as well when I was younger. Like, life starts after you're financially set, but there is no later version of you that's guaranteed. It's just, life's not guaranteed. Stuff happens. And truthfully, most people are never going to be financially set as they want to be. The world's ever changing, and currently today, the economy's not the best. There's just now and how you manage now. And that's the truth. So yeah, save money, take care of future you, but don't forget present you exists too. And I want you to find those habits and find those few things that you get enjoyment out of and balance them into your budget. You have to remember that present you, the you right now, needs reasons to keep going. But also know the difference between splurging and overspending on things that are unnecessary. You don't need to go buy subscriptions for a TV streaming service just to watch one show. And you also don't need to eat out all the time. Stuff like that should come natural, that it's just things you don't need. A good way of looking at it is separate your needs and your wants, but remember that hobbies can also be needs. You need hobbies and you need enjoyment. And you're just going to find the fine line of separating all those and mixing it into your budget, whatever your budget is. I still mess this up all the time, but it's a long game. And I'd rather learn balance slowly than live extreme and burn out. If you're watching this and you're stuck between am I being too cheap or am I being irresponsible, you're probably closer to the right path than you think. You're just learning where the line is. And that's all it's about. I'm curious, what's something you've spent money on that's actually felt worth it? What's something in your life that you dump money into and you're totally fine with it because it enriches your day-to-day life? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.